August the 8th is around the corner, and it's not only a good time to talk about the Lion's Gate, but also about the life path number 8. And if you want to have access to a wonderful meditation I created for you, especially for the Lion's Gate, you will find the link below. Hey, my name is Annie, and on this channel, it's always about not just finding your purpose, but actually living your purpose. I personally think finding your purpose is pretty easy, but the part about living it, that can be really quite challenging at times. So let's make it as easy as possible, and that's what I am here for. So the Lion's Gate, the gate of the lion. It's currently lighting up all spiritual and astrological channels, but what's really behind it? And does it have any impact on your life? Let's talk about this. And of course, I also want to use this double 8 day to speak about life path number 8. Maybe your life path number is an 8, or someone close to you is an 8, and you're curious how 8s think and move through the world. Or maybe you just want to gain some more knowledge, which would be my favorite topic. Because August 8th is a portal day for all of us. So what is the Lion's Gate? For me, the historical background is even more interesting than the astrological one. The Lion's Gate does not actually come from modern horoscope. It comes from ancient knowledge. Super fascinating for me. Already in ancient Egypt, August 8th was considered a special day connected to the rising of Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. And maybe you already know about my connection to Sirius, right? And if not, well, that's a story for another time. But for today, it's enough to know for you he's here with us. When the star Sirius rose just before sunrise on the horizon, a moment known as the heliacal rising is marked a sacred moment in ancient Egypt. It signaled the coming of the Nile flood, which made the land fertile, and it brought new life, something like a New Year thing. For the Egyptians, this was no coincidence. It was a sign from the gods. Sirius was considered a messenger of the heavens, a cosmic signal for renewal, for abundance, and divine timing. Sirius was associated with Isis, the goddess of magic, the goddess of healing and rebirth, and she embodied the feminine principle of light, the kind that nourishes, that protects, that transforms, as we women can do that. And no surprise when Sirius was also considered to many to be the heart of the sun, and Isis was even worshipped as a solar goddess in some traditions. For everyone walking with me in my spiritual circle as guardians of the sun, you know exactly what I mean. But back to the Lion's Gate. The ancient cultures knew when Sirius, Orion, and Earth align, a time of opening starts, not on the calendar, but in consciousness, a kind of cosmic gateway that invites us to realign with what is true. And I'm honestly holding back from saying the word alignment here because the synchronicities might be just get too wild. As the name already says, the Lion's Gate, of course, is also connected to the zodiac sign Leo, ruling in August. He plays a role here too, but for me, it's less about the constellation in the sky, and it's more about a very real invitation for you on the 8th of August to connect with your inner light, with your inner gold, because 2025 will be even more powerful than the years before. So let's do a little numerology. If we break it down to a single number, we get to the 7, 8, 8, 2025. Adds up to 25. 2 plus 5 makes a 7, and 7 stands for inner wisdom and spirituality. Now let's just take 8, 8, 25. That's a 23. 2 plus 3 gives us a 5, and the 5 is liberation. And of course, let's not forget the 8 itself, the number of abundance. So we have inner wisdom, liberation, and abundance, and all that on August 8th, 2025. Let that settle in for a moment. That's a very powerful combination. Energetically, this day is connected to the colors of gold and indigo and turquoise. That's a color palette. Turquoise just happens to be my favorite. Do you love turquoise too? I don't know. Gold represents the light of the kings and the gods. So in almost every ancient cultures, it was associated with eternity, purity, and divine order. In Egypt, it was considered the flesh of the god, indestructible, pure, and eternal. Only the pharaohs were allowed to appear completely in gold. Sounds like a temptation for me, because pharaohs were seen as mediators between heaven and earth. So gold was not a status symbol in the modern sense, like we might have this. It was a reflection of a certain consciousness. I know who I am. I serve the highest, not through power, but with clarity. So gold is the color of an awakened soul, not childish, not combative, but aligned. Gold reminds you of your inner dignity, of your inner values, of the part of you that is untouchable. Let's go to indigo. Indigo is that blue violet, like the night sky. It's connected to the third eye, the color of hidden knowledge. And indigo used to be rarer than gold and significantly more precious. It's hard to imagine nowadays, but the color was extracted from the indigo plant and for centuries reserved only for the elite. In Egypt, in Mesopotamia, and later also in Persia and India. So indigo was associated with night, with the depth, intuition, divine insight. It was the color of seers, of priestesses, librarians, the guardians of the knowledge. In Egyptian mythology, indigo was linked to the inward gaze, to the ability to look behind things, not just at them. In mystical traditions, indigo is still considered the color of the third eye, not just as a gift of clairvoyance, but also the capacity to truly recognize. The color indigo invites you to really look into yourself. And last but not least, my favorite one, turquoise. Turquoise is the sacred stone of protection and healing and connection to the earth. Turquoise was already a sacred stone in ancient Egypt. It was worn by priestesses, it was used by shamans, and it was seen as a bridge between heaven and earth. It was found in the burial mask of Tutankhamun, or on amulets, or in the desert jewelry, and it was always protection and balance. Where you need protection and balance. So historically, turquoise stands for movement, for vitality and clarity and emotional cleansing. In many cultures, including First Nation people from North America, turquoise is a symbol for the path of the heart, for the ability to act from truth. Again, the movement. Turquoise brings movement into what feels stuck. It helps you remember what is real, and what no longer belongs to you. So if you take all three colors together on the 8th of August, the 8-8, there's an inner movement that begins to form from the center of your dignity through the gate of inside to the freedom of your true expression. Gold reminds you of your origin. Indigo leads you inwards, and turquoise opens you for the next step. Gold stabilizes, indigo deepens, and turquoise liberates you. Together, the three form an energetic triangle that makes deep transformation possible next Friday. That's a conscious movement from your center. So maybe start thinking today already which colors you want to weave into your outfit next Friday. I will definitely be clearing and recharging my turquoise bracelet, and just for this day to have a bit better connection. So how else could you bring these colors into your Friday, August 8th to fully live this triad? First of all, you can listen to my meditation that woves in the three colors perfectly and gives you an opportunity to make the Lion's Gate very, very special for your life. You find the link below. And what else can you do? Let's start with the gold. The morning is perfect for tuning into the gold aspect of the day. Integrate a conscious question into your morning routine. Which values do I want to live today, even if others expect something different? Write down your inner guiding principle for the day, for the Edge of Eights. For example, I stay in love, even when others gossip or spread negativity, or I am kind, but I don't compromise at my own expense. Gold stands for your inner order, not in the sense of control, but in the sense of self-respect. Yeah? For your clothing or jewelry, gold or something warm is a beautiful choice. The same goes for your food. Eat something warm. Okay, I know it's summer, but try. Drink something warm. Feel your center within you. And indigo. Indigo invites you, as I said, into a bit of deeper reflection and introspection during Friday, the 8th of August. So take a moment to check in with yourself. What is on your mind right now? Yeah. Where is your energy going? Is there a topic that's dominating your day? If you'd like to connect it with the color, use an indigo cloth as a base or amplifier while reflection. And now my favorite color, yeah? Turquoise asks you to create movement and space, not necessarily in a big way, but in small ways, yeah? Make room in your calendar, on your desk, make room in your mind. Say no when you honestly don't have the time. Move something in your life. You can breathe, you can feel the freedom. Lionsgate doesn't have to be some huge spiritual event. It's enough if you are simply and consciously yourself that day, in connection with your own truth. Gold stabilizes, indigo deepens, turquoise liberates you. And that is exactly the frequency of this portal. Dignity, insight, and movement, and an exciting day. This Lionsgate in 2025. So I would like to know, is that something that interests you? Does it touch you at all? Are you planning to bring something into action on Friday, the 8th of August? I, for one, will definitely weave gold and turquoise into my day, and I want to reconnect with my values on Friday. So my days are often packed. Not which days are not that, but this Friday I will definitely dedicate time to myself and my values and see where I can release things based on my values. And I've created that beautiful meditation that can support you in tuning into these energies on Friday. But let's first talk about the life number 8. Maybe you were even born on the 8th of August and you have also an 8 in your as your life path number. That would be something, wouldn't it? I'm going to assume that you know how you can calculate your life path number. So it's the sum of your birth date reduced to a single digit. If you don't know yours yet, feel free to pause here and do the math. Maybe you have someone in your life who's an 8. Your partner, your children, your best friend, your boss, your co-workers. Let's take a look at what defines an 8 and if you can recognize that. So a life path number 8 is truly powerful in the truest sense of the word. It stands for authority, for success, for abundance, material manifestation, and yes, power. 8s are here to take responsibility, to lead, to achieve results, to create an inner balance between power and light. So that is a pretty intense field of tension, and it is a life major task for 8. The 8 is the number of leadership, responsibility, outcomes. But the inner balance needs to be there between the power and the love, because people with the life path number 8 are natural leaders. They don't have to stress out about that. They carry like a natural authority. They have strong organization skills and the ability to think like an entrepreneur. Interesting. Are you an 8? Are you self-employed? If not, maybe this is your sign to do something there, because the 8 is made for entrepreneurship. People with life path number 8 have a strong connection to money, a strong connection to success, security, to prosperity, and something that many spiritual people are now being called to welcome back into their life. So if you're watching it, think about it. Because the 8 already carries everything needed as a foundation. They have the stamina, they have the discipline, they can gain clarity about their goals extremely quickly. You are allowed to remember these qualities. This is the number you chose as your birth date. You came to this earth with these gifts. Are you still using them for yourself, or have they been buried under the chaos of the daily life? Maybe you want to think about this. Everything in our 3D world holds both light and shadow. So on the light side, you are a strong leader, goal-oriented and decisive. You can work in a focused way. By the way, feel free to pass some of that on to me. You're highly capable and you carry like a charismatic presence. You naturally want to create, to make a difference in this world and to bring order to the world. And you also chose your shadows when you came here. Not only the light, also the shadows. The shadows in the number 8 have a tendency toward control, and they're often far too hard on themselves. So you easily overwork and you tend to focus more on numbers, data, and facts than on your feelings. This can lead to the opinions of others becoming very, very important to you. My house, my car, my vacation, my holidays. In the shadow, status symbols can lurk you. There's a danger. You define yourself through status instead of your essence, which is so beautiful. Yeah. And last but not least, there is a strong fear of losing control in the number 8s. We're always invited to embrace both what we've chosen in light and in shadow. I love Rumi, and Rumi said that beautifully. You are not the drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in just one drop. Eights choose all of these themes when they enter this world. In childhood issues, like abuse of power, may come up, either actively through their own being or through what they witnessed in others. The ambivalence between power and powerlessness is a topic. If this speaks to you, then your goal might be to create a balance between the inner and the outer world. To not tie success only to recognition, to not tie success only to achievements, but to find a deeper inner alignment, the inner knowing you are good enough. Every moment, in that moment, and always, you are good enough. You are allowed to let go, to trust, to release control. I like that beautiful symbol for the 8, the figure 8 lying on its side, the symbol for infinity, where everything is in an endless flow, the sign for infinity, forgiving and receiving imbalanced. So what is the highest expression of the 8? It would be to serve without power, or the negative thing of power, if you know what I mean. Clear from your center to serve the world. You have these wonderful gifts. I give you a few small rituals to remember your greatness on the inside and the outside. You can take this question into your morning routine. What is truly my responsibility today? And what can I release and let go? Maybe someone else can do it. You don't have to do everything. In the evening, you can start reflecting on your true successes of the day. 3 things that have nothing to do with money or recognition. You can train your intuitive decisions instead of head-driven ones. Where are you drawn to? And give and take in balance. What can you give without receiving anything, like smile or a compliment? You can give time. And are you able to receive those things as well? And finally, my biggest challenge for you, do things imperfectly. Let someone else decide. Consciously step out of control to practice trust. Yeah, I know. This can be a big trigger of like a feeling. So I brought you a beautiful affirmation for the life path number 8. I am connected to my inner guidance. I am connected to my inner guidance. And before you dive into the meditation for the Lion's Gate, if you are a life path number 8, or if you know someone who carries this number, please feel free to share this video. Maybe this is exactly the impulse that's needed today for them. And if you want to receive more of this kind of content regularly, follow me on my channels and let's change something in this world together. Thank you for your time. Thank you for you being here today. Feel free to take this question with you into the Lion's Gate on Friday. How can I reconnect with my inner goals? How can I reconnect with my inner goal? Thank you so much for your presence and your impact. And I'm sending you love across the ocean. Do not forget to listen to the wonderful meditation, Love from Soul to Soul, yours, Annie.